2018 BMW i's first drive review, is the i mightier than the M? Here in the United States, BMW's M division rules. Clients. Compare the German brand with huge power, fresh taking care of, and liquefied tires. So it might come as an astonishment to Americans that, all-inclusive, the lowercase letter I surpasses the capitalized letter M in BMW's item portfolio. Obviously, no one will turn their noses up at some additional power, not even somebody who is basically worried about the general proficiency of their car. Also, notwithstanding, when the expansion is just by 14 strength and 15 pound-feet. Similar to the case with the new BMW i's over the standard form of BMW's little electric incubate, yet, a mellow power increment is in every one of that isolates the new BMW i's. From the standard i3, there are an entire host of little enhancements that improve the i's a vehicle than the first, which precedes at a bargain with no of the power or suspension refreshes you'll read about in this audit. There's no expansion in the lithium particle battery's ability of the i's, which stays at 33 kWh. In the event that you have BMW's iCharging station, the i's will convey around 90 miles of range in a little under 3 hours, regardless of weather. You don't have the authority BMW charger charging choices proliferate, and you can simply connect to a standard 240-volt outlet and sit tight around 11 hours for a full battery. At the end of the day, simply energize it overnight for the following day. Given the extra power, we'd envision a portion of the consistent review i3's 124 miles of greatest range will be relinquished. However, BMW hasn't yet discharged U.S. particular figures for the i's. We don't expect an enormous drop in genuine range, yet when you're driving electric, each and every piece tallies. Along these lines, you're not going to pick this new sports show for its broadened green qualifications. Rather, you'll pick it for those couple of additional horses, and, more imperative, for changes made to its suspension, wheels, tires, and recalibrated strength control. All things considered, there isn't much to tell the easygoing eyewitness that the i's is any not the same as BMW's other electric hatchbacks. There's another identification, normally, and some little bumper flares to cover the more extensive elastic the i's packs at all four corners. The 20-inch wheels are each a half-inch more extensive, and the tires are 175/55 in advance, and 195/50 at the back. That is up by 20 millimeters all around, which pays profits with altogether larger amounts of it to confine grasp. BMW brought down the i's by about a large portion of an inch, which thus brings down the focal point of gravity. This enables the auto to feel planted, particularly mid-fast side-to-side changes. We were just ready to test the customary adjust form of the i's, yet it will likewise be accessible as a range-broadened demonstrate with the 647cc gas-filled motor to keep the locally available battery energized. The additional 270 pounds of a two-chamber motor and fuel tank are certain to affect execution to some degree. However, we found the air to feel rather snappy and energetic at underneath parkway speeds. BMW cites a 0-60 time of 6.8 seconds, about a half second faster than the standard i3, and the moment to work of the electric engine influences it to feel effective off the line. In the event that you don't expect much in the method for controlling feel from the i's, you won't be disillusioned by the way it drives. The i's isn't intended to be a games auto. Yet that doesn't mean it isn't entertaining. The ride is firm, yet agreeable. Control from the electric engine is anything but difficult to regulate, and a regenerative braking that moderates the auto when the driver lets off the throttle is enjoyable to play with. The little general measurements of the i3s, joined with its phenomenal turning span, makes it an ideal toy for tight, urban limits. Extremely, there's just a single noteworthy downside to the i3s over the standard i3, and that is cost. The 2018 BMW i3s begins at $47,650, that is $3,000 more than the consistent i3. Include the range extender and that value swells to $51,500. In reality as we know it, where a forthcoming purchaser can walk into a Chevy dealership and drive off in a Bolt, which is a decent electric hatchback, for $37,495, not including any government or state rebates a purchaser may fit the bill for. The BMW appears to be a costly suggestion. Be that as it may, the Beamer carries with it a remarkable feeling of style all around, a cutting-edge skeleton, donning claims on the terrifically imperative roundel. Regardless of whether the BMW i3s bodes well relies upon your perspective. For one, any i3 must be seen and acknowledged as a top-notch item to profit at something like the Bolt. In case you're willing to make that concession, the $3,000 extra charge for the i3s may be justified, despite all the trouble. If for no other explanation that it's more in vogue and selective than the standard variant. On the off chance that you simply need a smart electric auto, you would likely be in an ideal situation spending the additional cash on a quick charging framework. It appears like an inescapable result that BMW's M and I divisions will unite, presumably sometime or another soon, on some kind of standard ZAP execution vehicle. The i3s and that vehicle. It's a stage toward that path, and the extra execution is more than welcome. Any BMW i3 makes a decent city auto, and the i3s makes the carbon fiber hatchback more enjoyable to drive on twisty streets and at parkway speeds. On the off chance that the normal BMW i3 offers to you, and you're not frightened off by the marginally dearer sticker cost, there are a lot of good explanations behind a driving fan to pick the i3s for a couple of fantastic more.